Welcome to tonight's
Hello.
episode of the Devastations, our 5E campaign. Where last we left off, we were on a floating island. Doesn't every child want to be on an island floating in the sky, preferably with castles?
No.
No?
Mm-hmm.
No? 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 Not
That
a
song
thing?
was always terrifying contextually.
It's all good. So, important notes. Did we take a long rest? I can't recall.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I
I
thought.
think so, yeah.
You
We
did.
camped out as soon as we
You
got
did because all of my stuff is fixed.
All of my stuff is fixed. Perfect. So you take a long rest, and night becomes day. The sun washes over you with its warmth, and you can smell the fresh, salty breeze of the sea. And you wake up, and eyes are a little foggy. You see the clouds rolling overhead, and you can see far and wide when you look over the edge of this island. You see, obviously, the ocean below and the gaping maw that is the water that is essentially flowing from one side, flowing hundreds and hundreds of feet down into this maw, and you actually see kind of rocks and the formations protruding from the chasm below, and then the water rolls over the bottom and then up the other side. Super bizarre. Your ship is still there. Good news. Still anchored as it was before. There's no tiny fishing vessel in sight. Also possibly good. And now that you've kind of given some time to rest and you can see in the clear morning light, you see those three towers. There's one tower, one totem. They're carved with all intricate faces and these runes. And you, Isilme and... Actually, who speaks Elvish?
me.
I do.
All right, anyone who speaks Elvish, what you recognize are almost like very primitive versions of the script you usually associate with Elvish. It's almost as if it's some earlier root that the more elegant script you're used to was derived from. And these totems rise, pretty high into the sky, about 15-ish feet, and they're bare. Two of them are bare. One has kind of this blue orb glowing at the top. And then the third, which is on the island that you are on, has 8 circular slabs. And the heaviest, largest one's on the bottom, and then it gets smaller and smaller going towards the top. And these 3 islands that we're talking about are all connected by these bridges that almost look like they're bridges made out of light. They're glowing. They're very crystalline, catching the sun and reflecting it back at you. And there's a 4th island, and the 4th island is relatively far away, 150, 200 feet away. And it's floating higher than the others, and there's no bridge leading to it. There's nothing. But you can kind of make out many trees on that island and some very tall crystals kind of jutting out of the center. You can see them. Even though it's higher above you, you can kind of see the tips of those, along with the trees kind of cascading over the edges. And Ragus is magically time warped and not here. But you can remember his statements from last time. It's fine.
There's 3 or 4 islands, I'm sorry.
There are 4 in total. 3 are connected by light bridges. 1 is higher than the others, and it is not able to be reached by any bridge because no bridge exists.
Cool. And there's a pole on all 3 of the connected islands.
Correct. The island you are currently on has the one that has the stones on it. The stacked stones.
And the other 2 are empty, ones with a blue orb.
One has a blue orb and the other is completely void.
So, folks, do we think these statue has to go to the one with the blue?
Yeah, I think that's what Ragus was thinking. Or,
If he's still passed out from all the mead.
I still trust the dwarf when it comes to stones.
yeah, I think it makes sense to get all them stacked on the glowing one.
How large are these stones?
They look like they probably weigh a large amount. They also have intricately carved runes in them in that primitive Elvish. They look like they weigh hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Even the lightest looks like it's probably 300 plus pounds.
Well, I'll go over and I will give them a look to see if I see any way to possibly move said heavy stones.
Sure. Well, how are you?
So-
Are you just looking?
Somebody should probably wake up the magician.
He kind of rolls over groggily and like pulls his cape around him, and his beard is like splashed over his face, almost like a comb back, but it goes over his face and then back. And he's snoring rather loudly.
Can I make any of this like Elvish runes out as to be words, or like can I get like?
It's weird.
Does it look like the phrases?
No, it's almost like how some people have interpreted runes from other cultures, where you can tell this evolved into some type of like phrasing, but at some point it may have been that individual symbols represented individual concepts before it became that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so you kind of get a little bit of a gist, but not, give me, we'll do this. We'll make it very simple. Give me an insight check.
Ooh, that's no bueno. With the -1, that's 18.
I love it. That's great. Yeah, you're looking at it and you're kind of like, I think this says over here how much it weighs. And this one over here says smallest, less small, and like it's like instructional in some ways, like this way up, that kind of thing.
Guys, this kind of reminds me of like the back in the fighting pits and the training areas. We had weights like this, like you would like use the bottom ones if you were stronger, or like you'd put the bar up to the top one if you can only do the little machine ones. I think
Good. You can lift these then.
I mean, I'll try to take the top one off, I guess. Like, can I reach the top? You said it's like tall, right?
Yeah, it is tall. It is tall, but you can kind of actually climb up the others to reach it.
Oh, like a step.
Yeah,
almost.
And the pole goes much higher than the stones do.
How tall are the poles? Like taller than we are?
Yeah, they're pretty substantial, 15 feet.
Okay.
CDW, Fleos, you said you are going to look at these. Are you just using your eyes to look? Are you touching them? What's happening?
I'm not touching them until I figure out whether or not there's something else going on here. But islands are heavier than stones are, so I'm trying to figure out if there might be something that would make these stones lighter so that they might be movable, because somebody had suggested that we might need to shift them around.
Sure. Give me an investigation. And then, Lucius, were you like gonna touch the stones and move them, or are you waiting for Fleos to finish his thing? Just so I have order of operations. Also, I feel like it's the type of thing where when the DM says, "Are you touching it?" It's like everybody's like, "No. I know I said I touched it 3 minutes ago, but I'm not touching it now."
When has my character suggested to you that he is not paranoid?
Yeah, I'm trying to work out how much higher than the top stone is from the top of the pole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. The stones are probably stacked about. They make it to about 7 feet, and then you have about the other remaining 8-ish feet.
So I'm gonna attempt to climb like up to like the third stone, like don't stand above this one kind of thing, and kind of like try to dig my hands underneath the top one and do like a 1, 2, and just try to shot put it straight up.
Okay, so Fleos, you see this, of course. You're examining it. What'd you get, Fleos?
I only got a 6. I was distracted by this.
By him climbing up on you. You're like, wait.
Yeah, it's like, wait, I haven't figured out whether they'll explode you yet.
I love it.
Get a glimpse of my ball as I'm climbing up the thing.
So, Lucius, you tentatively put your first toe on, and nothing happens. So you step up to, like you said, about the third, so you can reach the top, and you kind of get your fingers under it, and you prepare to heave, and you go to heave, and in a flash, it's a couple of things happen simultaneously. First, it lifts effortlessly, and you had kind of a moment where you're like, and then you fall down, and basically what happens is as you're lifting, all of the stones beneath it kind of and become this halo of light that has no mass to it, and you kind of fall through, and the stone you'd lifted, as it kind of comes back down, you give me a dexterity save. Let's see what happens.
Oh no.
Oh, that's good. Save?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 24.
Yeah, so you kind of fall backwards into a crouch, like a Catwoman style crouch, I guess. Just kind of deep squat. And the stone kind of slams back into this ethereal energy, and there's kind of a burst of a cloud of light, and then everything becomes solid again.
Okay.
I back up 2 feet.
So, did everyone see that?
Dimitri is trying to wake up
I did see that.
Eladin, so he's probably not there.
Eladin is just like chainsawing it, like.
Yeah, so like I'm casting like a light cantrip on like something, like flashing it in his face, and I'm like, wakey wakey eggs and bacon, like sort of.
You
like,
see his
smack
his
him around a little bit.
mustache rise up and kind of cover his eyes.
That is very handy, but also not what we need right now.
Yeah, one of the stashes kind of goes like this at you.
Is it? Wake him up. We need him.
Kind of goes like this.
Does it have a name? I feel like it needs a name.
One of
On a similar note, did you name the kitten?
Yeah, its name is Kraken.
Oh, right.
I have a idea of something we can try, but I require help.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yes.
Well, what's the idea first?
Yeah. Well, what is the idea and what sort of help?
When I lifted that top one, it became super light. Like, when you almost like throw
Yes,
something.
I saw everything became light.
No, I mean like light as a feather, not light as in dawn.
All right. Understood.
I'm thinking if someone lifts it, or if someone else can cast Mage Hand after it's lifted, it should be light enough to it be manipulated off.
Well,
Okay.
he's asleep.
I can cast Mage Hand. I just don't know if one of you would be willing to lift it, because I fell through the mass and then had to get the fuck out.
This sounds like a terrible idea. I will climb up this thing, and I will say, Captain, you're sure about this? And
I mean, would it be easier if I could stand on your shoulders and do it? If like the floor's gonna fall out from under you, basically.
I mean, the mage hand. If you stand on my shoulders, we will still be not tall enough. So the mage hand seems like it is the thing to try.
Right, but we have to lift it up before the mage hand can work, right?
Just a little bit. You have prepared the mage hand?
Hey, I'm ready to go.
Okay. Well, I
All
hear
right, I'll just kind of stand
around.
by the pole that Fleos is at, like in a spotter position.
Here. I'll go into my explorer's pack, pull out the rope, and using the knot I've been practicing, I'll tie a rope around Fleos. And
I refuse to have somebody tie a rope around me.
no, so she can pull you out of the way. I go up. I was like, if shit goes wrong, she can pull you out of the way.
Nope, it's fine. It is fine. So yes, I make ready to lift the stone. What am I rolling?
So you're standing on one of the stones and gonna lift the other stone?
I'm standing on basically the topmost stone, if there's enough space for me to plant my feet and squat, or the second topmost stone. and then I'm going to slide my hands underneath, and I'm going to just sort of hoist that up in the air as high as I can, like full arms outstretched, and so that he can get the mage hand underneath it. And then I'm prepared to hop backwards once, everything goes luminescent and incorporeal.
Excellent. And Isilme, you're being the spotter?
Yep.
To use rock climbing terms. Okay, let's do this. So, Leos, you get in your well-structured squat, and you lift with a heave, and the stone just...
One thing. I'm not going to take the stone off the pole.
Okay.
I'm just going to raise it up and then stop and let Leos get out of there before I take it off the pole.
Sure.
Okay.
And you get in that nice deep squat, and you kind of lift and heave, and the ground goes from below you, and you fall. Dexterity save, advantaged.
Do I have it with Mage Hand?
Well, let's see what happens to our boy first.
Dexterity save?
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't matter, actually. It's still 17.
17.
I don't know why I even asked that. I don't have an extra save on Dex.
So good.
Okay. Yes. So you kind of fall to the ground, and you kind of allow your legs to buckle a little bit, go into your squat, and then do a quick back roll to standing. You're good. You were prepared for this. It's fine. And the stone continues up with Mage Hand, and is at your beck and command, Lucius.
Once everyone's clear of the pole, I go, Captain, should I try to take it off the pole?
Yeah, I guess maybe try and put it on the glowing pole first and see what happens.
I'll lift it off the pole.
As you lift it off the pole, it clears it, and then falls into the ground, leaving like a crater where it hits, because it's clearly pretty heavy, and it fell from 15 feet.
Did it chip or damage any of the other stones when it fell onto them?
No, it kind of just like tumbled. They're all still ethereal.
Oh, okay.
So is the one I took off the top like away from the side?
Yes,
Like-
yeah, it's fallen clear of the totem.
All right, I'm gonna go over to the one on the ground and try and move it.
I will join
See
the
if it's
captain,
heavy again.
lifting it and I guess rolling it towards the other pole, as one does with hoops.
Okay, so you're lifting it,
Yes.
and Isilme, you're helping. Is that what I heard?
No, I'm helping the captain.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. So captain's primary, Leo's secondary.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Isilme, give me advantaged athletics check, or athletics roll.
Oh, okay. Sure. Hold on, I'm doing real dice roll. 24.
24. Great. Yeah. So you get in a reasonably good squat, and you bring it up to kind of hip, and then push it forward, and it becomes standing on its side, and you can now roll it about. And it's heavy but movable.
Okay. So, I'm assuming all these have to wind up on the glowing pole at some point. That was kind of Ragus's idea. So, do you guys think we need to put this on the glowing pole, or do you think it needs to be stacked like it is on the big, like the other pole on the glowing pole?
I
Like,
don't know.
Biggest to smallest, smallest to biggest?
Why don't we put it on the glowing pole and see what? Because these other ones are still ethereal, right? I'd say we try to put it on the glowing pole, see what happens. If nothing changes, we try to put it on the other one.
Okay. I don't know how we're all gonna lift this up and onto the pole, though. It's pretty heavy.
Only we had a mage that knew levitate. I'm still
Well,
trapped
the
with...
let's just walk through the door, but I don't
Perhaps-
think levitate.
Perhaps once we get it close to the other location, it will become lighter again.
Yeah.
Perhaps once we put
All
our
right,
hands.
so let's just keep moving it towards the glowing pole and see what happens.
All right,
Yes.
so you're gonna roll it across the light bridge.
Yes.
Yes. So you roll it up, and then you cut.
The light bridge?
Yeah.
Well,
it's
I
a good
want to
one.
check out the light bridge first. I thought the other pole was on the same island. I misimagined it.
Mhm, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, there's a pole per island, right?
Correct.
We're doing the towers of Hanoi on different islands? Oh no. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Eladin. Your beard is protecting you from being woken up at the moment.
I'm about to drop
Perfect.
a bucket of
I'll be
salt
back.
water on your body to wake you up.
Wait like 5-ish minutes.
Sure.
And then salt water.
Okay.
Okay.
Fleos, you're gonna check out these light bridges.
I would like to investigate this first bridge before we go across it. Yes, I would like to investigate any bridge before we try to push 700 pounds of stone across it.
Sure, sounds good. Give me an investigation.
19.
Yeah, so you kind of you look at it. It seems magically anchored. Like there's no. This thing doesn't seem like it should be able to exist in many ways. It has like these beautiful glowing planks that are changing colors, and the sides of it, the kind of support structure for you to grab on and everything like that, looks as if it was woven from spider silk, and it's catching the light with all of these beautiful colors, and touching it, it feels cold to the touch. And you take a first tentative step and press.
No.
No.
Shillelagh on my staff.
Fine.
Shillelagh on my bow.
Okay.
And then I'm going to wind up from the earth side, and I am going to bring it down by dropping my full body weight so that I bring down the tip of my shillelagh bow onto one of the planks of this thing, and I want to see if it even moves.
Yeah, good, fair. Have you ever hit a metal rod into concrete?
Yes, of course.
So
I grew up in Connecticut.
there you go. That's the common pastime in Connecticut. You take your shillelagh, bring it down, and basically, as you bring it down, it cracks into the crystalline plank, and it just sends this horrible vibration through your hands and into your teeth. You feel it in your molars.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing, not even the slightest vibration in the crystalline structure. No cracks, no visible splintering, nothing. It didn't even move.
I shake out my hands, and I put my bow back across my shoulder, and I say, Captain, I believe that this is a well-made bridge.
Great.
Science.
So I go back, and I go back to helping the captain, and I guess we prepare to roll this thing across the bridge unless the captain has any exception to the idea.
No, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. So let's go.
All right.
Help him. Push.
Sorry, many buttons and things. All right, we're pushing. So you roll it onto the bridge. It moves effortlessly because the bridge is both smooth and textured simultaneously, as if it were magical or something. And you move it to the next island. And then it, gets to the regular ground. You see that this island is very similar to the island that you were just on. In the middle of it is a totem. And I think you said you're going to the one with the blue, glowing, flaming orbs.
The glowing one.
Yes. And you see that there's kind of like a daze around the totem, just like there was at the one that you were on. And otherwise, the characteristics of the island are very similar. Trees, vines, nothing otherwise unique to it.
Wait. Okay. I guess we continue to wheel this over to the pole. But I have a question. Behind us, are the other stones still luminous, radiant, and incorporeal?
Yes.
Okay. Still wheeling it. Just wanted to look around. What are the clouds like today?
They are striated. horizontally, and they do not generate very large vertical transitions.
Okay.
So pretty
we're-
reasonably good.
Yeah, so we're looking at some Stratocirrus.
Mhm.
Let me know when we get to this pole, man.
You're at
Like,
the pole,
I-
yo! You're there!
Okay.
You did it! Congratulations! You rolled a rock to a pole. The rock was shaped like a wheel.
Also a fun Connecticut pastime. So yeah. Shall we I guess we slowly let this one down, or like we tip it and then we just let it fall and step back from it.
Yeah.
And then I guess I want to see, once it's in the proximity of the pole, is it easier to lift?
Yeah, so once you kind of roll it or move it onto the days, it's almost like you see it like kind of, it has this, the days is like up by about an inch off the ground. And as it kind of hits onto the days, originally you just kind of like land it partially on it. And then as it touches the days, the other side lifts up, almost as if it's now gained 0 mass.
Mm. All right.
Yes.
But it's still 15, but the pole is still 15 foot tall.
Sure.
I walk over, mage hand, and I lift it.
You lift it.
Yeah.
It lifts.
I'll go over the top.
Goes over the top.
Oh, fantastic.
And you drop it down.
I mean, I would place it down, but
It goes down and lands. And as soon as it lands, you kind of hear like a boom. And you look back, and all of the ethereal ones have become corporeal.
does anyone else get the feeling we're going to have to take the next one off, put it on the other pole, take this one off, put it on the other one, take the third one, bring it over here. Shit. No, that ain't good. That don't.
Yeah, but I think we have to start this one on the other pole.
What? Is this some sort of... Why would somebody make someone do that? Also, why do you already know the solution to this? Is this a common thing in Yelleth?
I feel like this is one of those things that the less than eager to learn new fighters would be forced to do until they learn their place. I've seen a similar thing where they move stones across the yard, and we would be forced to stack stones onto one side, and then when you completed, move it to the other with no aim, mostly just to break the person.
I do understand. I have seen this before. Yes. One time I was tasked with sweeping all the water out of the off of the beach down to a certain point. So I just had to sweep until it was low tide again. But that's not as bad as the one time. Oh, this was fantastic. I came up with this one myself. I one time had a particularly lazy sailor who had fallen asleep on watch. I woke him up at dawn and I had him mop all the sunlight off the deck.
So speaking of lazy sailors, at this point, Eladin, you wake up and your mouth is full of dry, gnarly beard.
And then I drop a bucket of seawater on you.
Dude, I'm
You
up
wait,
already.
Cinderella and Becky. Come on, there's things to do. We need your help.
Cinderella and Becky.
So
Eleanor is pissed off.
Look, that
He
is a
didn't get
very
his
good
like
beard you have
hour
there.
of morning
Is
wake
there
up time.
perchance a way that you could put like a wake up alarm on that thing instead of just having it on snooze mode? We kind of need you.
I don't know. It didn't come with an instruction manual.
Fair. All right, let's go. We need
So
we need your help.
What do you need me to do?
There is apparently a puzzle that we need brains to figure out. And since we are lacking muscle, if you have any way to magically, I don't know, lift some very heavy things, that would be appreciated too.
Oh yeah, I got mage hands for days.
Cool. All right. Hopefully that is enough.
Double the mage hand.
And at that point, we would rejoin and see their progress.
Right.
So
Hey,
We've gotten
Eladin.
so far with the one mage hand.
Eladin,
Yeah.
do you have like a spare piece of parchment or something like that?
Yeah, of course.
Mind if I borrow it?
You can just have it if you like.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to take that parchment, rip it into 8 pieces, go into the woods, grab 3 sticks, put them in the ground, and start sitting down to figure out how to do this.
So,
This
Leo,
seems like a sensible idea. I will assist him.
on merchant ships.
I'm sorry, Captain?
Was hazing a common thing on merchant ships? That's where you came from, right? You were a merchant sailor?
Well, technically, all ships of the Cretan Empire are part of the Cretan Navy. So, no, this was a matter of order and military discipline. Well, not the time that I had to sweep water back into the ocean. That was simply because I had angered one of the oyster farmers, a superior of mine.
Understood.
If we make it out of here one time, I have a story about a noble for you that you would get a kick out of.
Oh, yes? Well, while we're shifting these pieces of parchment around, perhaps you can tell me to pass the time.
I pull out a ornate crystal doorknob out of my pack, and I throw it to you. When we get done with this, you give that back to me. I'll let you know what happened.
I'm going
All
to
right?
sit down and help him with the parchment pieces.
I'm going to put that someplace where it sparkles in the light. Like, I'll just take out a little piece of rope, and I'm going to knot it and hang it from something so that it just twists around and just reflects sunlight on all of us as we do this. So there's a nice
Isselman,
kaleidoscope of colors.
give me
Yes.
a insight check.
Oh, I'm not very good at that.
By the way, I hope you guys really know that I'm actually have 3 pencils wedged into my decks with pieces of paper labeled 1 through 8, figuring this out right now.
I'm trying so hard
Attaboy.
not to metagame this because I know the answer, and I'm trying to figure out how a Silme would figure out the answer.
What was that, M?
13.
13? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I that was a roll to decide if you were allowed to use your computer science degree or not.
Yeah, I also know the answer, though not because of computer science. Like, I don't know the algorithmic answer. I just had this toy as a child, but Fleos didn't have toys.
Oh, poor guy.
Lucius is literally just trial and error with his sticks.
Eladin is like flipping
I
through his book,
imagine-
like, there's gotta be a spell.
Dimitri would cast guidance on Lucius. So you have a +4 to any roll you do to try to figure that out.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
sorry, plus D4.
Well, let's see. We got it all the way over to the glowing pole. And if we leave it on the glowing pole, then the next one would have to go onto the empty pole.
That makes sense.
Then we could take it off of the glowing pole and put it on the empty pole. So then we have an empty pole. The glowing pole becomes the empty pole. So we basically rinse and repeat that kind of process a bunch. The question is just which do we have to start with, the glowing pole or the empty pole?
I feel like as somebody with
Can you
20
look at it?
intelligence, I feel like I should understand what you said, but I don't.
Wait, Eladin, roll to see if you can use Emily's computer science degree.
Yes, please.
Yeah, what role is that? Intelligence save?
It's insight.
Are you sure it's not intelligence?
Just roll in. Because you got the add.
No, it's a wisdom check.
Yeah, insight's wisdom.
That's a solid 5, my man.
Is there something that uses his intelligence instead?
Fine. Give me a straight insight. Sorry, straight insight. I just said that. Wow. Sorry. Whew. Did I mention it's been a really long day? Give me an intelligence, please. An intelligence check.
21 for an intelligence check.
All right. In that case, you can inspire Isilme to come up with the answer. So just start rambling, and then what I want Isilme to do is just it pops into your head from whatever he rambles.
Okay.
So it's obvious that if you put it from one pole to the other, that eventually, if you keep moving stuff progressively, you'll either get it back to the beginning or to the end. You just have to keep moving stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Can you shut up? Let's move the initial light, the smallest stone, onto the empty pole.
I believe we did.
No, we moved it to the glowing pole.
Oh.
We want to end up at the glowing pole. There are 8 stones, yes? Total? 3
Yes.
poles, 8 stones?
So then, yeah, we go to the... Because it switches every time, right? Like, how do you...
So we're going to put the smallest one onto the empty pole, then get the second smallest and put it on the glowing pole, then move back, right, and just keep. Do I have to list out all the steps? Does anyone else understand?
So far I have.
I'm following you.
You're
I
saying
literally
it, I'm
have
making
like
it along the way.
We put the first one on the non-glowing, the second one on the glowing, taking the first one, putting it on top of the second one, taking the third one, putting in the middle now empty one, taking the first one, putting it on top of the fourth one, taking the second one, putting it on top of the third one, taking the first one, putting it on top of the second one, taking the fourth one, putting it on the empty one.
Okay, go to roll 20. I just drew a thing.
I'm assuming the halo is the glowing one?
The one that has the blue above it, yeah.
Yeah.
So this top one, we're moving to there, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Next one's moving over here.
Yeah.
That's just pretend that's in the right spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm back.
Okay.
Are you streaming this part?
Yes, of course I am.
Yeah.
This is the best part. Are you kidding me?
I don't have the Twitch stream up. I'm just curious if we just sound ridiculous or if now this makes sense.
Wait, does this one go to the first pole or the glowing pole?
I mean, it all sounds ridiculous.
Which one are you on? Sorry.
This one here, and this there. No. I don't know what step we're on. Let's do this.
Oh, I wasn't.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
No, because you can't stack that back on top of that.
Okay. Well, Elodin's like walking back and forth, like, nope, that's not gonna work. Nope, nope. And Isilme's just pointing, like, no. Oh yeah, you're right.
I know.
I know. It's in character. Also, why am I the one directing this?
I don't know.
As probably the least qualified person.
But is it bad that I kind of want you to do it? Because then it's like,
It's not the
yay,
computer science
great.
person.
It would be so much easier if I could do this in front of me. Like, with the actual children's toy.
That's literally what I'm
You
doing
mean so
right now.
the pencils and the paper that
that's
Ken
enough.
has?
That's enough. We don't need to go through the rest of the permutations.
You
Okay.
sure you're the one who made it 8?
I know. I made it 8 because 8's a better number. Okay, so you continue following the algorithmic solution that is taught in your second computer science class, I think, when you get a computer science degree. And also that was all taught to us by the same person, those of us with a computer science degree who are here right now. Who is not here right now because Ragus is away. Okay, so you continue doing this and stacking them and moving them and rolling them until they're all on that last pull. And basically, as you're hefting the last one up, mage handing it, and it falls in place, there's a moment as it just kind of falls, and they all begin, like, they just sit there, and everything grows quiet. And then the top one begins to spin on its own. And the bottom, the next one spins, and then the next one, and the next one, until they're all spinning furiously, and the runes on them begin to light up until they become extremely bright.
Now.
And
I'm gonna take a couple steps back and pull my swords out.
the orb at the top begins to spin as well and grow brighter and brighter blue. And then it shoots off a beam of energy to the edge of the island that then bounces to the island that is up above that no bridge leads to. And there's shaking on the island. And it vibrates all around you, almost as if there's an earthquake. And then, as the light subsides, you see a new light bridge leading from this island to the final 4th island.
Dun, dun, dun,
Hey,
dun.
Before we go anywhere, we got a net from that guy. Did we ever figure out what that does?
I don't think I sent out the stats for it, sorry.
No.
We have these mystery items that I was so tired I didn't get a chance to look at them. Sorry, Lucius.
It's cool. It's all we all took a nap, you know. Other question is, does anyone have an extra shield I can borrow?
An extra shield?
Yeah. Or a shield that they're not using that I can borrow.
I take the ripped up piece of paper back from Lucius, cast mending on it, and then put it back in my book.
Oh, I would have mended it for you.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Well,
no, I believe that the two of us who use shields are using them.
Wow. I feel like we've come across fucking shields and stuff in the past. Have
All
we
right, the
looted
next
them?
guy I kill, I'll make sure not to blow up his shield.
cool. In the meantime, can we figure out what that net does so that I can maybe use it?
Where's all your gear, dude?
I literally have my gear right here. I'm literally wearing my whips. I have one sword and armor. That's all I got.
You also took a bunch of daggers.
I start pulling them out of a boot, out of another boot, out of an inner pocket, out of the back of my belt. It's like, do you need one? I'll give you a dagger. I got 9 more.
Oh, so you
Attaboy.
could expect all in offense and forgot about defense. Got it.
Well, I feel like I had a dream last night that I was using a shield, so I feel like I should use the shield.
I envision you all having this conversation as you're walking across the light bridge.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't have any hesitation about moving across the bridge.
I'll send the stats for these items that you received probably after this session and or tomorrow. Everybody's just excited to have more magic items that they won't use.
I used almost everything I have.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that we use the magic items that we get a chance to use. Those swords, she's constantly checking for undead.
That is true. That is true. The weapons game
Very
is pretty
relevant
extensive.
in an Andrew Grafsys campaign.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you traverse the light bridge. It's just like the others. It's very stable, and you find yourself on a slightly larger island. It is dense with trees, but there's actually a path that leads from the light bridge up to a hill that's in the middle, and you can see 3 obelisk-like crystals, one green, one purple, and one red, just kind of rising up from this central hill. And there are large stones around the sides of the hill, and you can also make out what looks like a fallen temple. There are pillars that have kind of collapsed over, and if you've ever seen ancient pillars, you see that they're kind of like made out of circles, similar to the ones that were on those totems, but of uniform size, and these have kind of cascaded over whenever the structure itself toppled. And there are outcroppings of crystals kind of just rising out of all of the rock structures that encompass that hillside. And there's... Yeah, and that's what you see.
I want to go up and then, like, investigate the crystals to see if they're dormant crystals. I know that crystals tend to be like magic foci and stuff like that, and I want to, like, basically check to see if they're active or inactive.
So give me an investigation. There's some stuff you obviously see, but give me an investigation for the more nuanced bits. And give me an arcana separately.
Are you still connected?
Hey, can you hear me? Oh, no. I'm sorry, everybody.
Sorry, it said my connection was lost.
That's an 18 on investigation.
So, you walk up, and there's a small kind of pond in the middle of these 3 obelisks, and they kind of reflect the obelisks in the still waters, still murky waters, not crystalline. And as you approach, you kind of are halted by what you see, and you don't make it even all the way to them to touch them or really give them a good examination. In them, in the first one, which is the green one that you see a woman with sharp, pointy ears. And she's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, with flowing, braided blonde hair and this robe that kind of clings to her almost as if it's made out of just like mist itself. And she's inside this crystal, and her hand is touching the edge, and you can see it pressed against it. Now, there's no movement. It's as if she's frozen, flash frozen, inside the green surface of the crystal. And, you know, kind of taking one more step forward, you can see a mirror image of that same woman in the purple stone and in the red stone. Her gesture is a little bit different on each of them. You notice that? And there are some very old elvish runes written around the base of the crystals, carved into the base of the crystals.
Can I read what those are?
Yes.
You will have to give me a... Well, why don't you use your Arcana, actually?
All right.
Well, I'm assisting him.
So we'll make it an advantaged Arcana check.
Smack her on real nice. 21.
Okay. With that, you examine it. You think about the Elvish that you've read, your understanding of it, and you kind of start allowing your brain to trace back through some of the manuscripts you've read on more like primitive, ancient, primal, rooted Elvish. The Elvish that predates kind of the current civilization of mostly men. The Elvish that was known to the ancients from, like 1500 plus years ago. And you're looking at it and you recognize that the runes have different, like they're less scripty and they're much more runic than traditional Elvish. And as you're kind of looking at it, you begin to piece it together in your mind, and you realize that there's like 3 stanzas, one on each of the stones. So the green stone reads, "Embrace the 3, follow the edges, burn all hope, bring doom and death." And then the purple one reads, "See without eyes, feel without hands, know the end." And the red one says, "Release is freedom. Only thusly may ye advance."
Where's the
Can you
second
read
one?
the green one again?
I'm gonna read them all again. First one, embrace the three, follow the edges, burn all hope, bring doom and death. The next one, the purple one, see without eyes, feel without hands, know the end. And the red one, release is freedom, only thusly may ye advance.
Okay, so I walk towards the center, like between the three crystals.
Right, and that's a puddle, like a pool,
Yeah,
a little shallow
understood.
pool.
Understood. I'm getting wet. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it's like up to your knees.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
It's cold.
And from
It's murky. You feel mud. Your boots against mud.
no problem, doesn't faze me. From that position, like equidistant to each of the three of them, where are her hands pointing for each one?
They are pointing all kind of towards where the light bridge was. Sorry, is. There's not past tense. It hasn't vanished.
Okay, so the hands are like up against the glass and like a high, so they're all pressed towards that light bridge.
Yes.
And then what about her face? Like, where's her face looking? Right?
It is. You do notice that her face in the purple one is looking towards you. Sorry. Maybe to be clear, they're all looking towards you. Towards that center.
I close my eyes and cast.
What are you doing, Eladin?
So I'm assuming like Fleos and I read this out loud, right? That I would have done that.
Well, I mean, we definitely pieced it together out loud by talking.
Yeah. So like, my thought is that embrace the three and follow the edges are like be in the center of their attention. So this puddle. And then burn all hope. I'm literally gonna burn them.
Is there any chance that I recognize the fireball spell at this point?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what you
I think we can say that it's been used so substantially you don't need a roll for it.
I mean, I'm not like being subtle about this.
Right.
I've done enough stupid stuff where like I give you guys plenty of time to stop me if you think it's a bad idea. I still don't ask permission.
Captain,
Yeah.
I'm just quickly making like a reference to the captain. If the captain doesn't have a response within the 6 seconds of speaking time, I'm going to thorn whip Eladin.
No, you don't have to do that. You just put your hand up and say stop. I like slowly take out my book, look at you, flip to the page, look at you.
Oh, all right, fine.
Hey.
I thought you were casting this from memory.
Hey, Lynn, what'd you say about
Eladin, I think we should
eyes?
consider this some more before we just launch into destructive magic or even release them. The last thing that was in the crystal was a beholder.
I mean, the last line of this is releases freedom, only thusly may the advance. I'm pretty sure it's a requirement.
I mean, perhaps.
What did the second line say?
He just posted it.
No. Thanks, Eladin.
I got you. So yeah, the first one is embrace the three, which I'm assuming is the three crystals. Follow the edges, which I'm assuming all the crystals are pointing straight up, right? Like they're pillar-esque.
Yes. Yeah, they're monoliths.
Yeah. So the only edges I can think of are like either the edges of where they're looking, like the intersection point, or the edges of where their hands are facing, which would be the light bridge. So that doesn't make a ton of sense. I guess. Oh well, I guess we could destroy the light bridge.
I would
Well,
like to get back to the boats if need
Like
be.
burn all hope, meaning like you can't go back.
Yeah, see, I don't read this as like these are instructions of things that we should do. This sounds a little more dangerous than that, and like.
I mean, who writes something in Old Elvish and doesn't mean you to do it?
Plenty of people.
An evil elf?
No such thing.
Do they not have libraries? We've literally been to your library.
Yeah, and that was fun.
I'm sure it was filled with books written in classic Elvish without instructions.
Sure.
Things to ponder. Rumination. Cues.
All right, fine. Do you have a better idea?
No, currently I've been distracted from thinking about better ideas by you. So,
All right, I sit down in the puddle now. And I recognize that gets me to about neck deep, and I just sit there and wait. Quietly.
Your beard kind of rolls up on itself, avoiding the water, and just kind of like the like kind of moves around you like this. Kind of like.
And I
scrapes
close
itself
my
on
eyes
your
and just try and meditate while I wait for them to figure it out.
are we inside of some place, or is
No.
this still open sky?
It's open sky. It's
All right.
it's like a
And
clearing
is there a
with
source-
the hill.
Is there a source for this water, or is he literally just sitting in sourceless, clean water?
It is a
Not clean.
pool of water, and it's not clean. It's brackish.
Okay.
He does have a map in Roll20 if you want to check it out.
You can look at Roll20 if you'd like to see it. Feel free to move your characters where they would be.
Sure.
I'm gonna just walk the perimeter of this like circle because I see there's other crystals. I want to look at the other crystals.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an investigation.
Ooh. Investigation. Oh, I got a plus for that one. 19.
Yeah, so you see there are many crystals. Mostly they are in clusters. Many different colors. Some of them feel like when you can almost feel a little bit of like almost like a static electricity emanating from them, but nothing too crazy or noticeable. You know, you don't even get shocked by touching one. And they're scattered all about the kind of little hillside here. They're nowhere else on the island. They're concentrated only on this hill. And they range from ones that are larger than you are to ones that are, you know, about the size of a piece of gold, you know, a gold coin.
Hmm. Does anyone have any ideas about this, or are we just gonna let Eladin set things on fire?
I'm sure he would.
I know I've
I
touched
would
one.
prefer not to.
No one's touched
from
any,
this
right?
from this height, the pool almost looks like a footprint. Perhaps a bird.
What
Something
kind of
else
bird
powerful.
isn't big?
Almost like a
I'm
large
just
lizard
saying
or
that it
something.
looks like a larger version of the sort of footprint that a coastal bird, such as a cormorant or a sandpiper, leaves in wet sand in the morning.
You know those fence and sandpipers.
I want to go up to the green crystal. Andrew, do I get any like
Gesundheit.
sense of this being similar to like that big black crystal I got sucked into a while ago?
Oh,
Is that something I relate to in some way?
no, it's not similar to that that crystal that held all the children's souls.
Okay. So I kind of want to touch it, assuming I don't feel the soul-sucking vibe from it.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Now, when you say you kind of want to touch it, are you instructing the DM that you are touching it?
If I don't have like a soul-sucking vibe like the other one, then I want to at least reach my hand towards it, maybe like 2 inches away.
Eladin's gonna yell stop at that. As the guy who pulls you out of the last mean crystal.
So you don't get any soul-sucking kind of sensation as you go to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you listening to Eladin or touching it?
Why can't I touch it? Do you know anything about this yet, or?
No, but touching random magical artifacts is not the right way to investigate them. Usually hitting them with large fireballs is better.
Do all of these crystals look to be the same type of crystal and or gemstone and or mineral?
Yeah, but different colors of it.
Okay.
Can I throw a rock at it? Is that safe?
Oh, sorry. Do I know anything about the inherent magical properties of this mineral?
Give me an Arcana check.
God damn it.
I'll help.
So advantaged, because it's being helped.
I believe that's just, 18.
I mean, you recognize that it probably is used in magic. You're not certain what a piece this size could even be used for. I mean, it has to do with capturing, and you see that there's someone in it. So you could assume it could be used to capture something, but you just don't really have the arcane knowledge of what exactly it was used for here. I mean, you're surmising capturing, but you know, no particular molecular structures come to your mind.
Curiosity.
What about the woman inside the... And that goes for the crystals that are scattered around the outside of the circle as well. Yes?
The only one...
They're all the same type of crystal?
Yes, it's all the same mineral, and they're just, again, different colors of it.
Right. The woman inside the crystal, who looks the same in all of them, I'd like to... What sort is she? Elvish?
Elven, yeah.
Human?
Elven.
Yep.
Unabashedly Elven. Yeah, and she looks almost like no elf you've ever seen before. There's just like this grace, this elegance to her, and you notice these, even like examining, just as you're taking your time to really look, you can see that her skin has these almost semi-translucent runes inked onto them in that same old elvish. But again, it kind of looks like on those stones where they are much more representative of thoughts and ideas than sentences.
Right.
But they look like, I mean, for lack of a better term, runes of power.
Yes.
Do the crystals... I take out the arcane focus I got from Sithu's room a while back. Are the crystals similar?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely, yeah.
So I put away my normal arcane focus and I take that one out. And I'm going to cast a much simpler spell and not wait for anybody when I can pull up the character sheet. And I just cast Prestidigitation while standing in the middle to just make like a small set of sparks come up out of the crystal that I have.
Yeah, it kind of goes exactly as you'd expect.
Okay. Now, when I'm looking at the crystals, do I see a reflection of that?
I mean, they're polished, so you see like a little bit, but it's not like an unusual amount. It's what you'd expect from such a like a well-planed structure.
Okay.
I catch on to what Eladin is doing, and I say, "My apologies. My early reaction. I didn't think to offer this as a possible solution." And I light my hand on fire. And
I
say,
also light my hand on fire.
Did you want to bring this closer to, as opposed to using an entire fireball, perhaps? Did you want to try using the magic in order to? I don't know. You're the trained one. And I got hand and the fire goes.
Give me a moment here, and I go over.
Dimitri or Lucius, can either of you make fire?
I have oil.
Yeah, I can't make magical fire. But what I want to do is I want to go over to the purple one, and I want to close my eyes, but using Sindrel's eyes, just sort of focus on the purple crystal and see what I can sense from it using, my not actual sight.
So as you shut your eyes, the world kind of washes through in that one eye with the vision that you have with it. Everything kind of turns this hazy gray with blown out whites, extremely dark shadows, and you can see these crystals almost like as if the frames were blurring together, and you see this woman pounding furiously against the inside of the crystal, shouting, but you can't hear a single word, shouting and pounding against the crystals.
Man, if only I took that feat that let me read the lips.
Can you relay this at all?
Would
you relay?
Would you
absolutely.
read Ancient Elvish? Be able to read the lips of Ancient Elvish?
No, true, you got me there. No, but I do, say to you guys that, guys, so this lady, she looks pretty stoic right here, but she's definitely trapped in there, and she is fucking wailing on them trying to get out.
I hear him
does
say
not
that.
want to
Put
be
my
there.
ear to the one I'm next to. Do I hear anything?
Go ahead, Lucius.
I literally, as soon as Dimitri says that, I put my ear to the one I'm next to, and I'm just listening to see if I can hear anything.
It feels warm against your ear, and you don't hear anything for a moment. And then it becomes uncomfortably warm, and you kind of pull your ear away, when an oven's warming up, the temperature rising, that's what it felt like. And as you pull your ear away, you hear a little clicking sound, like a almost like a little baby chick breaking through an egg, and you turn your face, you're no longer here, look, and there's a little crack forming with chips falling away. And then everybody hears this. There's a loud shh as a crack shoots up to the top of the crystalline structure. And
Which one was that?
the red
one.
And then it forms little broken bits everywhere as it's kind of falling apart, and then it bursts and shatters to the ground.
You didn't yell at him for touching it.
I didn't think he was going to touch it.
And a shape is left from the cracked bits of this horrible creature, just structured from all of these bits of crystals, and it looks up at you and just unleashes a roar like a and
throw my hood up.
Glows immediately bright red. Roll for initiative.
Well,
Can we see the girl inside of it anymore?
No.
Damn it, Lucius.
I turn to Eladin and I say, "Evil. No one ever believes me. Everything is evil."
Andrew, can I say that I put my hood up before, turn order? So, whatever it's called ship.
No,
Elven
let's do it. Let's do it on your turn. Oh, I have to move.
No, it's a whole action though. Elven flipper.
Oh, Andrew, just trying to let you know, I have shield now, so yeah, that whole shebang.
Alright, many things have to be.
It's not what I rolled it.
Wow, it rolled very poorly.
It's okay. We're all 10 and under, so.
There we go. Sweet.
Caroline.
Da da da.
God damn it,
I'm missing Lucius.
I posted it. I rolled a 19. Or I got a 19. I rolled a 19, but
Oh, you're right next to me. Okay.
Does this creature look surprised to have been accidentally released by
No.
somebody leaning against it?
No, you are more surprised by its sudden explosive release.
No. Fleos is not surprised
Uh-huh.
by the fact that something has gone wrong.
I'm not giving anybody a surprise round on this.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean like even if there was a surprise round, Fleos wouldn't be surprised by the
I
fact that
understand.
things have gone wrong.
I understand. Yes, and it is your turn, Fleos, so take us home.
Oh, all right. So let's see here. This thing is clearly large though. We already know what kind of clouds there are. Hold on a second. I need to get up to my spells. My spizzles. Spizzlies. I thought about taking that. No, that wouldn't work against this thing anyway. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So, real quick, two things. I'm too close to this guy for what I want to do as well. So, I am going to conjure a cloud, a storm cloud in the sky, and I'm going to call lightning. As I'm then going to have that lightning based on the fact that I can see Lucius right on the other side of it. I'm going to call that lightning to this point here, or maybe this point here, in fact.
How many squares does it affect?
It has a radius of 5, so it would affect.
Okay, just one square.
Yeah, but it'll hit like all these 9 squares. But the place I put it,
Oh, we'll hit all 9.
Yeah,
Got it. It has a radius
exactly.
5, diameter 15. What? That doesn't work. Whatever. It's fine. It affects a square, each square around it.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dex save. It is a DC 15 dex save. Let me know how that goes. As this first streak of lightning comes down, though, I finish and clap my hands just in time to Misty step away.
Well, it's not very good at dex, but it does save.
Damn it. How far can I get? All right, so I'm going to go over there. Poof.
You didn't disengage.
I Misty stepped.
Oh, you Misty stepped. I'm sorry, I missed that part. I was too busy looking at numbers and calculations and spreadsheets.
Yes.
Excellent. Yes. Okay. No problems. Yep.
Misty stepped.
Please,
Just as the lightning shatters into the ground. So let me get my D10s. Um, 16 halves, so 8.
8. All right. Yeah. So the lightning flies into the ground, splashes around, and kind of runs over its crystalline structure. And it kind of has a moment as it's jittering, and the electricity shoots across it. And then you kind of like, without any friction, just fly backwards. Anything else?
Nope, that's all. That's all I can do. Action, bonus action. Actually, I guess I still have movement. Don't need to be that close. So I will. Wait, actually, how tall is this rock? Can I see over it? Like, is it as low as it looks, or is it higher than I think it is?
It's higher than you think it is. This is a hill too, so the further back you go, the more steep it's gonna get.
Gotcha. All right, then I will actually position myself over here and clamber up onto these stones so that I can still see the crystal golem.
Sounds good.
End of turn.
Excellent. Lucius.
I quickly seen this thing come to life, unfurl my whip, and just crack it right behind and cast Shatter right behind it. If a creature is made out of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal, it has disadvantage on the con save. 15 is the DC.
It saves.
So it takes half of 19, so
9. What?
Okay.
Yeah, 19? Yeah, because it rounds down to 18, 9.
right. And that's thunder damage if it
So you
makes any difference.
makes a loud whoosh, and you see like little bits of it flaking off, and there are chunks missing out of its crystal structure now. But it's very healthy looking because it's made out of crystal.
And I'm going to move over here, and if you want to take an attack of opportunity, that's a thing you can do.
All right, shall do such a thing.
So I am not standing next to this motherfucker.
What's your current DC? So I don't have to look it up.
It is 16, and then I can do 21 if I cash it.
It goes to kind of smash you, and you just duck under it as you're moving.
Cool, and that's all I got.
Dimitri.
Okay. I'm going to do my usual spiritual weapon, Toll the Dead combo. So I'm going to put spiritual weapon, probably put it right here-ish.
It means I have to pull up a spiritual weapon for you.
Thank you, sir. And that's going to be 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
Dang. All right. So then, in that case, Toll the Dead, which is a what type of wisdom save?
Wisdom save of what'd you say? 15?
16.
16. It fails its save.
Excellent. And it has taken damage, so I use a d12.
Are you up to 2 d12s by now?
Yes. Yes, I am. Thank you for calling that out.
I remember because I fucked it up the other day.
Cool. All right. So that is 11 points of necrotic damage.
Excellent. As I'm scrolling, trying to find a weapon for you. Okay.
The important thing.
Where'd you have this weapon? Right here?
Yeah, like right. Yeah.
Went away from the screen. Right. That's basically where I put it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 11 points of necrotic damage. You see sections of the crystal kind of become dark and just slosh off of it.
Cool. And then I'm just gonna move like behind the purple crystal, but still sort of like keeping a peek eye on it.
Excellent. Eladin.
My turn.
So I'm gonna shoot off Scorching Ray, but I'm gonna do it slower than usual. Usually I fire all 3 bolts off at once, but I'm gonna fire one off at it first. That's a 25 to hit.
25 hits.
7 fire damage.
Okay. 7 fire damage. You fire off a fireball and it splashes against it. And it still looks extremely healthy. Like, it basically just has a couple of chipped areas and a couple of gouge areas.
Did it look like it interacted with the fire in any way?
It looked like it did kind of what you expected it to do.
Okay. In that case, the other 2 bolts of Scorching Ray follow right after it. Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
Does an 8 hit?
8 does not hit either.
18, sorry.
An 18 and 18 hits.
So it's 3 more fire damage.
Excellent.
And then I'm gonna spin my watch and cast.
Yeah, the gears kind of go zzz all over the place and the hands start moving backwards.
And I cast Firebolt. So 4 little bolts come out. That's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
14 fire damage. So 24 in total.
24 in total, meaning you adding all of your things you've done together? Or are you saying 24 right now?
24 total, like all the things added.
All things added together. Okay, yeah, I add them together for you.
Okay,
I have
so
a
7
spreadsheet.
plus 3 plus 14.
A spreadsheet. Yeah, you fire off that fireball and slams into it, scorches a section of the crystal, but it still looks relatively good.
When the Scorching Ray fires off, a gust of tempestuous wind blows me back, and then I duck and cover behind this pillar. I don't like if I have to run around, I can. But. That's it. I think that's enough.
Ugh, Facebook, you're terrible, right?
Right now, always. Fix that for you.
Okay, Islame, your turn.
I'm going to just move a little away from this green one in case that decides to also turn into something. And then I'll still stay away from the red guy and throw 2 daggers at it from my many dagger collection. 20 to hit.
I'm sorry?
20 to hit. Not natural.
20 hits.
3. So 4 with the dagger, but the spiritual weapon's there, so I get my sneak attack. I'm not gonna roll all those.
So 1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna describe what happens when you throw that first dagger. So you chuck the dagger and it flies towards it and hits into it and kind of just pings off of it.
Do I bother rolling the sneak attack damage then?
Well, you don't get sneak attack on a ring. Oh yeah, you do. Never mind. What am I doing?
Because
of course
the
you do.
spiritual weapon
Ignore
is
me.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it didn't. It looks like it just pinged off it. It was kind of useless. This is just your regular dagger, right? It's not your vampiric dagger.
No,
Yeah.
correct.
Just pings off it.
Okay. I don't really want to go up to him.
Maybe try bludgeoning instead of piercing.
I don't have any bludgeoning things. Literally all of my things are piercing.
You are too far away from me. I taught you my spare mace.
You just carry around a spare mace?
Yeah, in case the other mace gets lost.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was my primary weapon until I got like this awesome spear that I never use.
I didn't know you had a spear.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it's got that awesome spear tip from Azure Mund.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Okay, I guess that's gonna be my turn for now, unless I can put the hood up.
Yeah,
still.
I'll let you put up your hood.
Okay, then I'll do that, and then I can run in next time.
Okay, it is Red Crystal Golem's turn, and it takes a step this way and kind of puts its feet in the water momentarily, and it roars. And it roars this horrible cacophony that kind of vibrates all around you, and you hear this humming from all the crystals. And the green crystal cracks run up it and it shatters. And the purple crystal cracks run up it and it shatters, sending sloshes of
Glad I moved.
and
Can we still see the reflection of this woman through these golems now?
no.
Or no?
Add them in order. And I'll reshuffle after the red golem's turn.
Ellen was disappointed.
Islamay, red golem comes up to you.
He has disadvantage.
Just look at AC of 17 right now, correct?
Yep. Yes.
Not gonna hit. Goes to slam you, and you just kind of parry it away real quick, stepping to the side and smacking his hand so that it goes well beyond. And that is the end of his turn, and I'm gonna reshuffle real quick. There we go. So now the other golems are in the order. Cleos, top of turn order. Actually, we're gonna take a quick bio break, and we'll be back in 5.
Okay,
Before.
can I use my skirmisher, move up to half my speed as a reaction
Of
because
course
they
you
ended
can.
their turn?
Absolutely. All right, we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Cool.
1. All right, we are back for more action.
Right, so it's my
Cleos.
turn.
Yes.
I reach under my left arm and I pull out a dagger from its scabbard and I say, "Captain!" And then I toss the dagger onto the ground as a free action to right here to the left of Isilme.
Is it a
It's magic. I then look up at the sky again, and because so far we've been focusing on just the one, I am again going to bring lightning down upon the red crystal golem.
Okay, excellent.
Where, because the topography of this map is unclear to me, where can I go and still? How tall are these golem? Because they're clearly large creatures.
Like 9 feet.
All right, and how tall is the hill? I'm basically trying to figure out if I'm off the hill, like if I'm in these trees over here, like strafing around, am I still going to be able to see the top of these golems' heads?
I'm going to rule that you will just be able to. You'll be able to hit him. It's especially with magic.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's always fiddly. Always fiddly. Alternatively, I guess I could take a running leap and try to scrabble up on top of this thing so I could keep an eye.
It's cool. Don't worry about the logistics too much.
Yeah. So I'm going to call DC 15 lightning bolt down on red.
It saves. Wait. Is it what was it, Dex or?
Dex.
It fails. It fails its save.
Negative Dex for the win.
It has a negative Dex for the win. Exactly.
17 damage. And I am going to...
The lightning splashes down and hits it. And you're calling it down on the red?
Yes.
Can you call it down on the red and the green simultaneously?
I can actually.
Right? Isn't it
Yeah.
area of effect?
I can put my lightning down right here.
Yeah.
So yes, what does green get? That's actually a good point. I was focused on getting a magic dagger.
Green saves, but it's just half that damage, right?
Yeah, half 17. So
I got you.
8.
Yep, 8. All right, yeah. So
And
it kind of smashes into the ground, and you see like the red one shake and shiver, and it kind of arcs over to the green one, hits into the green one as well, and it shakes and shivers as pieces of it blow off, and and yeah, it looks like it did more damage obviously to the red one than the green one. But the red one still looks like it's going. It's ready to fight. Roar.
All right. Well, then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sprint around and strafe the opposite direction so I can keep a little bit better idea on these creatures. And that's the end of my turn. Oh, wait.
Okay.
I went too far.
All right, so that brings us to Lucius.
So I'm gonna circle. No, oh, wrong button. I'm gonna circle around this pole to here. I'm gonna take my whip and start whooshing it, whooshing it, whooshing it, whooshing it, whooshing it. And as I do it, a sea blue light begins to form. And then I'll cast Fairy Fire on a 20-foot cube, which I think should get all 3 of those crystal guys.
Oh, cool.
And I just kind of like wick it out. And so this light cascades onto them, and they need to make dexterity saving throws.
All right, we'll do purple. What's the DC?
15.
Purple just saves.
Cool.
Green saves. Red fails.
Okay. So red is illuminated in the sea blue light, and all attacks against it are at advantage.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to proceed to duck back here, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Brings us to purple golem. Let's see. Is there anybody within 10 feet of purple golem? Nope, I don't think so. Oh, sorry, purple golem. Yeah, purple golem. 10 feet. Dimitri!
Hello.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
I was really hoping he wouldn't notice.
Yeah, same.
I believe in you. You have so much wisdom.
I actually do, but I also have shit dice.
I know that pain.
Oh, okay. That is dirty 20.
Oh, good, you save.
Yes.
So,
Thank Sindrel.
the golem,
Sindrel saves.
the golem begins to glow, shedding bright light. And there's a moment where you feel slightly confused, but then you're kind of like, okay, I can do it. I'm fine.
Cool.
Yep, you're good. Okay. Is there anyone else within 10 feet of it? Nope. Okay, that was that. So now it's brightly lit, just for the record. Before it was not. And then it's gonna...
The purple one?
Yeah. And then it's going to take... It's gonna move 5 feet this way. And it's going to attack you twice.
Sure it is.
Sure it is. Of course it is. 18 AC?
Correct.
One of it fails. The other succeeds.
Cool. Dodging straight. Dodging straight.
And it is a critical.
Oh, no. Snap my fingers. It's not a critical.
Oh, yeah, because you can do that. Excellent. Cool.
Yeah. This is my favorite feature of Dimitri.
Wow, this dice is visible. I really should play my GM dice instead. 19 points of bludgeoning damage. So it goes to slamming you, and you kind of duck under, and as you duck under, it brings its hands around, and just crushes them into your back. 19 points of bludgeoning. All right.
How you doing?
I'm sorry?
I was just wondering how Dimitri's doing on health.
Oh, I'm good. Like, we had a long rest. We're fine.
Okay. Just checking.
Eladin! Your beard is kind of like tugging on you and like, It seems nervous.
I need them all to make wisdom saving throws.
Good.
With a DC of 17.
Hey.
Nice, nice.
Purple saves. And green fails.
Nice.
And red saves.
Okay, so this only matters for green. Green is slowed. So they get a plethora of things. They don't have spells, right?
No, they don't.
If they do, that's like a whole different thing. Okay, so they have their speed is halved. They take a -2 penalty to AC and dex saves. Can't use reactions. It can only use an action or a bonus action on its turn. Not both.
I got you. I have the same spell on my screen already.
Okay, and then it can only make one attack.
Yeah. That's what would have happened to Dimitri if he failed his save.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, that works out.
Awesome.
And that same like ethereal wind pushes me back. Can I like be pushed into the tree area?
Yeah. There's you're under the branches then.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yes, that is indeed. Have you ever been under a tree? Of course you have.
I have. I've pondered many a thing under a tree.
Yes, many a thing. I have thunk a thing. Anything else?
And then I spin my watch again and throw a firebolt at the purple one. That's a 25 to hit.
That hits.
16 fire damage.
Excellent. You
Hopefully
fire
not
off.
getting me included in that.
No, I'm super
No,
accurate.
he can shape everything.
Okay.
You bring your fingers around and you're working this spell. It's the spell you've worked so many times, and the runes blaze to life, and the flames shoot off and slam into the sides of the purple golem, and it kind of stumbles as it's hit, and chunks of it just kind of slosh away.
Cool. That's it.
Excellent. All right.
Oh.
Dimitri.
Hey, what are the chances you'll let me retcon that part of that turn?
What are you trying to do?
I can use my heightened spell sorcerer thing and use all my sorcerer points to give them disadvantage on that saving throw.
Let's not do it right now, because then I'd have to re-roll a whole bunch of stuff. Let's keep moving.
All right, that's fine.
Dimitri.
Okay, so this thing is all up in my grill, right?
It is all up in your grill, sir.
Awesomes. I'm gonna do a thing first, and you tell me if it counts as an action or not. I want to close my eyes and look at them with the Cinderella eye again.
Yeah, you can see you see like an ethereal energy, and it seems almost like just like very like in the world on the corporeal plane. You see these as these large crystalline structures. In the ethereal plane, you see, because it's just leaking into your vision now, right? It doesn't always, but in this moment it is.
Mm-hmm.
You see almost like people who have been sewn together. Like there are multiple heads and legs and ligaments, and they're all bound together, and they're all basically in torturous pain.
Well, that sounds awful. Is there any sign of?
Oh, and they're all
that
elves.
lady?
They're all elves. There could be.
Okay.
You can't tell. It's like faces emerge from the flesh and then vanish.
Okay. Okay. So like Steven Universe. Gotcha. Okay. Did that count as an action or just sort
No,
of a free
that's free.
Okay, cool. So, own it, just shit. Wait, but okay, so that thing is slowed, so it can't take react. Gotcha. Okay, so I am going to move, the spiritual weapon, which, there we go, over to the red guy, and take a swipe at him with that.
You have advantage.
Ooh. Alright, no natural 20, but I imagine an 18 plus.
It hits. Which did you say green or red? I'm sorry.
The red.
Okay, red. Yeah, absolutely hits.
Still going after the red on that one. So that is, the spiritual weapon is a D8 plus stuff. So that is 9 points of force damage for spiritual weapon. Then as my action, I will do Toll the Dead again on it. So what did I say? Wisdom save?
Yes.
Wisdom.
Of 16?
It fails its save.
Dope. So that's 2 more D12s. That is 7 points of necrotic damage.
Excellent.
And yeah, okay, so I'm gonna boogie on away from this thing. Let's see, 4, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30.
The only one who was it was the green one that failed its save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have in my notes. So, are you didn't disengage, Dimitri, so it's gonna get an attack of opportunity.
The purple crystal golem doesn't have reactions.
The green one doesn't have reactions.
Oh, never mind that. Oh shit. Okay. I thought the purple one had a cast on it. All right. Yeah, I'll still fucking risk it.
Cool. It hits you.
Of course it do. Shit.
23 points of bludgeoning damage. So as you're going away, you just feel one fist smack into your side, and it's just a hefty blow.
Owies.
Jeez.
Anything else, Dimitri?
No, that's action bonus and things, and I'm relaying that information to the rest of the group. Like, guys, the elf lady is gone, and there's like fucking what's that shit? Like a gibbering mouther full of fucking elf people all up inside this thing.
You will have to explain this to us later. That is hard.
Just trust me, it ain't no elf lady knows more.
I didn't think it was an elf lady to begin with.
Okay.
Okay, Isilme.
Alright, I'm going to... I'll, I guess, grab the dagger off the ground that Fleos threw, then run up to the red one, going to slash out with my small sword to start.
Mm-hmm.
That's at advantage.
Yep.
Alright. Oh. 21?
21 hits, and you will get your sneak attack because it's at advantage.
Yes. Okay, so for... Oh, if you know, I'll just... For all the sneak attack damage, I'll just roll it here. 15 for sneak attack, and why did this cover? Okay, roll 20 just kind of crapped itself, so I'll just roll the d8 on my own. 7 piercing. Oh, plus 1, 8 piercing, 15 sneak attack.
23 total?
Yes.
For the small sword. Say you lunge in with the small sword and it pierces a chunk of it away, and you kind of just like drive the blade forward, knowing that it's very resilient, and it emerges from the other side and kind of grips at it momentarily, and then you rip it back out, and like a chunk sloshes off from its side, doing substantial damage.
Cool. I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, and then I'm going to run back to right where I came from.
Excellent. All right.
And that's my turn.
Green crystal. It's slowed as well, so it's movement. Slowed is half movement.
Half moving, yeah.
Still has enough to be close to this
But it can only make one attack.
Good. And then it fails. It goes to slam into Isilme, and you just sidestep, and it hits the ground, rending the ground, sending dirt flying in the air.
Okay, I'm going to use my skirmisher reaction to move, what is it, 15 feet.
And then he gets to repeat his saving throw.
It's still kind of reach. Yeah.
What was the DC?
17.
It fails still.
Okay, so he is still slow.
Red crystal.
Oh, wait. I get 20.
Do these flying swords get attacks of opportunity? I think it was no, right?
No, they don't count as a creature.
No. Hi, Mitri.
Dimitri.
Damn it.
You can run, but you can't hide. It does not say that. It can't make any vocalization. I think one hit. Yep, one hits you. One of them is gonna hit you. One of them attacks. It just hits. Do you have a reaction, like a shield or something?
I wish.
No. Okay, so one is. 22 points of bludgeoning damage, and
Nice.
yeah, 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
Owies.
Just in case anyone else forgot, I just read in my notes we all have a 1d4 bonus from last time, if you need it.
What is that? Just an inspiration point?
No, it was from the fisherman.
Old Amana.
Old man of the sea.
After we helped him catch his thing.
Well, right, but what does it apply to?
You can
Does it
apply it to
like
anything.
Bardic
Anything.
dice?
Anything.
Oh,
Anything.
anything.
No, it's much better than Bardic dice. You can put it
Okay.
on anything you want. I don't care what it is. Anything. An additional 1d4.
Man.
You could do it to damage, you could do it to attack, you could do it to an ability, you can do it to a save, whatever you want.
Gotcha.
Can I add it to my DC? Or my
No.
Asking the real questions.
A roll, sir. Okay,
Gotcha.
Leos.
How poorly does Dimitri look?
Bad. Single digits bad.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's real bad. Then I am gonna do this thing actually.
There's been no Ragus, and we miss him dearly.
Ah.
Hey, where is he?
Although I don't think that particular dwarf could bring himself to hurt stone.
The crystals, they're so beautiful.
Exactly.
All right.
They're
Yeah.
worth so much more when they're whole.
I'm going to Thorn Whip the red crystal golem.
Okay.
Of the crystal. Or so she just kept walking.
I really hope that a 15 hits.
It does not.
Well, I'm going to apply a D4 to it then.
Ooh.
Wait, yeah. Which one are you attacking?
The red crystal golem.
Never
You
mind.
do it at advantage because it's glowing sea blue.
I did not roll it at advantage.
Roll again.
Yeah, I do not keep track of which ones you attack with advantage, so that is up to y'all. I only keep track of when you do things negative to them.
Gotcha.
Slow them down.
Right, red failed the save. Right, red's the only one glowing.
Does a 17
Yeah.
hit?
A 17 hits indeed.
All right. So we get a little bit of damage, but old buddy, old pal, old friend, old buddy, old buddy, old pal, Peter Parker. So 11 points of damage, and the red crystal golem moves 10 feet closer to me. Outside of opportunity attack for a fleeing Dimitri.
And we said
Cool.
10 feet. 10 feet, 10 feet.
I said 10 feet.
Do I get an opportunity attack for him as he's dragged
No.
away?
Unfortunately not. I'm sorry.
Alright, it's worth a
It's
shot.
only if somebody moves willingly out of here.
Gotcha.
Yes. And so, I just sort of make a brief motion to Dimitri to like run away or like
Yeah.
hide or something like that. Go heal
Right.
yourself. Like basically
Immediately.
without mouthing it, I make the hand gestures for cure wounds
Yeah,
at
gotcha.
you.
No shit.
All right, and that's it, Fleos, yeah?
And then I'm going to run away, but it's the end of my turn. I'm going to continue circle strafing.
All right.
But that is the end of my turn, yes.
Lucius.
Do you have a healing word as a bonus action?
I do, but I can't. But I.
You already cast this.
Oh yeah, I mean that is a bonus
Thorn Whip
action.
is a cantrip.
Yeah, Thorn Whip is a cantrip, and I can do healing word as a bonus action, but I don't heal as much as you do with it. So
Anything is better than nothing.
that's true.
How much
That's
health do
true.
you have? You-
He said he's single digits.
I will.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, so I'm at 10
Yeah.
out of
So-
75.
Hold on just a second. Yeah, you're within range. Okay, so take 8 points of healing.
Just throw you. There you go.
It's literally the best I can do.
That is better than nothing.
Lucius,
Thank you so much.
your turn.
From where I am, do I have line of sight at the red one?
You'll need to move about 15 feet. Because he's at the other side of the hill. So,
Oh, okay. So from there, would I have line of sight?
yeah, I'll give you a yes. A yes.
Am I in sight of anyone else?
Any other players?
Yeah.
It looks like no.
Okay. I take a quick look around, see that no one can see me. Draw my whip, crack it forward.
Because you're on the other side of these rocks, and on like
Okay, I didn't know I could see through the.
like you're on like the hill over here. 3 dimensions.
What
And
is topography?
Lucius.
and I crack both whips.
Yep.
And 2 crackling beams of energy streak out to the red one, as I cast Eldritch Blast at it.
Red one.
Eldritch Blast.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Fancy.
Since it's very fired, I have advantage.
Mhm.
17 plus stuff. So 24 is the 24 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
All right, that's the first blast. The second blast. $19.
That hits as well.
Cool. So 2 d10s there. 10 points of force damage.
Total.
Yep.
Yeah, fires off, hits into the side of it, blasts a chunk off. And it's starting to look a little bit worn, a little battle weary.
And then I'll use the rest of my movement to get back around this hill.
Excellent. That brings us to Purple Crystal Golem.
Nah, just skip his turn. That's fine.
Is there a reason you're saying that? Is it possibly the fact that it's 15, 20 right here in front of your face?
Can it squeeze through that gap there, really? Like,
Isn't that one slowed?
No, it's the green
only
one.
the green one is. Only
Bye,
the green
guys.
one is.
Y'all want all of them to be slowed. I see. That's funny. That's funny. A critical failure and a critical success.
so, okay.
Wait,
So
what?
it's basically just like a normal 2 hits.
Dimitri!
Well, I'm going to completely cancel the critical success. So
Oh,
just
thank
regular.
God.
Yeah.
You can do that as a reaction every round.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So
Well, I
OP.
have 5. I have 5 of them per shot.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
that's what it is. Yeah.
So fucking good.
Thank
So-
you, my blessed man.
Still moderately OP.
One regular hit.
You're
Okay.
slowly converting me to Cinderella.
Yes, that's.
He's a good guy.
Sorry. Second. Okay. Yes, that's what it does. Oh, it doesn't do that.
He's doing a better job than my novelty character.
16 points of bludgeoning damage as it slams into you.
And I made the con save, so the other one is still slow.
Excellent. Okay. And that's its turn. Eladin, it's your turn. And Eladin, I need a wisdom save from you.
That's a 10.
You are blinded. It radiates so much light that your eyes feel dry, and then momentarily, poof, just all you see is white from how bright it is. Yeah.
See without
blinded.
eyes.
All right. I just got to read a spell description. Give me 1 sec. Okay, got to measure the map. Yeah, that works. I don't need to see to cast a spell, so having an idea of where things were, I'm gonna try and drop a fireball here. That's not going. Here, I think.
Here? Somewhere here?
Yeah, because that would hit all of them. I will.
There's a Dimitri in
Want
there.
me to like roll to do it accurately?
There's a Dimitri in there.
There's very
He has
much.
spell shaping.
Yeah.
You have disadvantage on any attack, just as a heads up.
So yeah, it's a deck save for them. So
It's fine.
like I understand if you want me to like make some sort of roll to place it correctly.
I'm gonna say you can do it from memory reasonably fine. Like, okay, fine. Sure.
All the time.
Roll wisdom, we'll say. Straight wisdom check, but DC's very
Not intelligent?
no wisdom. DC's very low. Intelligence isn't about memory, locations, and spatiality necessarily. What'd you get?
15.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right, I need them all to make dexterity saving throws.
All right, which ones are they? All of them?
All of them.
All of them. All right, starting with purple. What's the DC?
17.
Fails. All right, green fails. Red fails. They all fail their dex saves.
They all take 44 points of fire damage. And then I'm going to use that tempestuous wind to blow me away.
It's running off the map.
And then I'm just gonna like, with arms out, run in a random direction. So I'm gonna roll a D4.
Are you like out of your powerful mega spells now?
Not even close.
Oh.
No. Are you kidding me?
All right, so I'm running in this direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Not the best choice. But also, it was in character.
So you basically hurl this. It's a mega fireball, basically, right?
Yeah.
Hurl a mega fireball. You're blinded. You don't even know it's happening. And you just hear the resounding, the bass thud of an eruption as you drop this bomb, and bits and pieces of crystal go flying everywhere. The red one literally loses an arm and a subsection of it. And the others look like they took a ton of damage as well, and they are barely standing.
5 out of 9 of those damage dice were max damage.
Nice.
Excellent.
All right, Dimitri.
Eladin, you are slowly swinging me on this whole arcane shit. So first things first, even though I was saved from all of that fire, I was still inside of it, and I'm going to reflexively start patting myself down. And while I'm doing that, I'm casting Cure Wounds at 4th level. So that is going to be a lot of health back to me. Hopefully. Ooh, very good, very good. Less good. Okay, so it is. Okay, so I just regained 26 points of health.
Nice.
Which is I'm all right. I'm at 2/3 now. And then that was an action. All right, so I guess I will do another Toll the Dead on the Red Dude. So what did we say? Wisdom save?
Yeah, what's DC?
16?
He fails the save.
17. There we go.
He fails the save.
Nice. Oh my god. Awful. 2 points of necrotic damage. Double ones.
Just, you hear this boom as you channel your Sindrel, your affinity for your god. And a couple of chips shoot off, and that's enough to make his kneecap fall off and a chunk of his jaw because he's in such bad shape. But just red, hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, so normally, y'all have heard this plenty of times before, and it is normally a pretty hefty church bell sound. This was like a little dinner bell.
Anything else, Dimitri?
Yeah, I'm going to move. I don't want to fucking corner us back there, but they're really boxing us in. Fuck it.
Be my shield, dude.
Yep.
I tried to be a large target that would attract them towards me. I tried to split them.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll say I'm on that side of the tree.
All right, Isilme.
All right, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna run up between the two, attack the green one with my small sword and the red one with the vampiric dagger.
Okay.
So they're both magic. So I'll start with the red one. Get out of the way. 19 plus 7.
Hits.
Okay, that's 6 damage.
All right, it's basically what happens is you bring the dagger around as it's kind of beginning to sweep at you and just kind of shove it in its armpit, in its one good arm, and rip through, and the arm falls off, and as it falls off, a crack runs through its chest, and it just kind of separates in half, the top half sloshing to the ground, and then crumbles into little bits, and then there's this puff of ethereal energy, almost as if whoosh, that whooshes away. And
You keep saying that they slough to the ground. So when parts fall off of them, it's like flesh, not not mineral.
no, it's
Yeah.
imagine almost like you have a rock and it disintegrates into like dust, but like larger bits, and then just kind of like falling.
That's okay. All right.
But not liquidy.
Okay.
Liquidy in mobility, but not actually.
Gotcha.
All right, make your next attack.
Okay. That is a 22
That hit.
against the green guy. Alright, this one I'm just going to let Ultimate roll. That's all the things. That is 17 damage sneak attack. Why is Ultimate being so buggy? And then 10 piercing damage. So 27 total.
All right, this small sword, yeah?
Yes, small sword.
Take the small sword and you kind of break the side of it. Harass the side of it, drawing a long line, cracks sputtering out, and then you take it and pierce through the cracks, and it just kind of splits in half, large chunks falling away, and you have killed it.
Oh,
Nice.
cool. I was going to be like, I run away and you can't attack me.
Oh shit.
So I think that's my... Wait, I was like here. 5, 10, 15, 20. I still have 20 feet left, so I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, it's my turn.
Leos.
All right. Well, seeing that everything has been tidily handled, as would be expected by our great Capitan, I'm going to hurry forwards, but I do not believe that I can see the purple crystal golem. No?
Not really enough to hit it.
Exactly. So what I am going to do is I'm going to hold a lightning bolt for it when I do see it, and then I'm going to hurl a lightning bolt at it from the sky.
There you go. Lucius.
I'm gonna. Oh, wrong thing. I'm going to run out to here.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that everything else is destroyed and only seeing the purple golem, I'm going to cast Shatter. That's a disadvantage con save DC 15.
Yep, it saves.
I figured as much.
From the sound of Shatter, because I know that he would not cast it at nothing, am I able to determine the location of the gold? Okay.
It takes 5 points of damage. That's already halved.
5. All right, even though you didn't hit it as well as you'd wanted to, it still feels like it did a pretty good amount of damage, and it's not in great shape, the purple golem.
That's it. I used all my movement. Do I see Dimitri? Actually, nope. That's it. That's the end of my turn. Got nothing.
All right, purple's turn, and it's going to close the distance with you.
Does Fleo
Like now see it.
Let me see. Oh, you have that rock between you and it. But we'll say as it was transitioning, you got a glimpse, so make your attack.
All right. With that glimpse, and because I don't have to be super accurate, lightning bolt. DC 15 dex.
You hit him.
It saves.
Boo.
Boo. Boo.
Booing the DM? This is not advisable.
I'm not booing the DM.
I know.
I'm booing the
Booing
light.
dice.
You're booing my dice.
I'm booing the dice roll. That particular dice roll that caused the creature to not take as much damage as it might otherwise have. That fell off the table. $21 halved.
10 points. Lightning splashes down, erupts around it, sending sections of it flying off. Lucius, you see this in front of you, and it It's barely hanging on at this point. It's just there's not much left.
If only it hadn't made that save. I could have spared you all the damage that is coming your way.
And it's going to make its attacks against Lucius. Both of them hit. Do you want...
Would shield stop it, or...
what would be your AC with shield?
21?
No, neither of them would be stopped.
Okay. After the first one hits me, as a reaction, I'm going to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Cool.
It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
What?
So it's 19 points of damage, and then I'll make the dex save. What's the DC?
15.
It fails its save.
Can I see
it
him
takes
pass?
2d8. It takes 2d10 fire damage. So 17 points of fire damage.
Woo! So basically, it slams into your side. In response, you just begin. What is it like? What is it? Is this verbal or what is this?
Verbal and somatic. So I just let out a guttural, like, demonic yell, and I just crack my whip onto the ground, and it engulfs in flames.
Yeah, and as you do that, basically the flames envelop this purple crystal, and it just begins just falling apart, bits and pieces everywhere, and just tumbles to the ground.
There.
Dead, destroyed, gone, no longer there. Done.
Do I see this?
You see a column of flame. So probably good enough.
And I hear a demonic roar.
Of course.
Almost as if it was a hellish rebuke. Yeah.
And as this happens, another ethereal burst of energy is released, and you see in the sky these three almost spirit-like entities moving towards one another, and they combine into one glowing orb that gently descends, and as they descend, they take on the form of a female elvish woman, and she kind of lands gently on the ground, but still very much ethereal. And there is a single, very small piece of crystal extending from her forehead, and then a few smaller ones almost forming a crown upon her. And you recognize her as the elf that had been captured in the stone. And we are going to pick it up from here next time.
Hey.
All right. Thank you for playing. If anyone was watching, thank you for watching, and have a good night.